ever find yourself wondering if it's safe to breastfeed after having a drink? In this video, I'm going to discuss what you should know about breastfeeding after drinking alcohol and give you the best advice on how to keep your baby safe. 1. Is it ever safe to breastfeed after drinking alcohol? Yes, the World Health Organization advises that occasional, moderate alcohol consumption is compatible with breastfeeding for most mothers. However, it's important to note that a mother's blood alcohol level must return to zero before she begins breastfeeding again. For this reason, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends waiting 2 hours or more after drinking one alcoholic beverage before breastfeeding again. 2. How much alcohol is too much when it comes to breastfeeding? When it comes to alcohol consumption and breastfeeding, there are no hard and fast rules. Generally speaking, however, the more you drink, the longer you should wait before breastfeeding your baby. In order to reduce your child's exposure to any potential risks associated with drinking and breastfeeding, experts recommend avoiding heavy or frequent drinking while nursing. When considering how much is too much when it comes to alcohol and breastfeeding, consider that a standard alcoholic beverage contains about 14 grams of pure ethanol. This means that a single beer 12 ounces can contain between 0.6–0.9 grams of pure ethanol, and a single glass of wine 5 ounces contains 1 to 1.4 grams of pure ethanol. 3. What should I do if I have had a drink while breastfeeding? If you have had a drink while breastfeeding, the best approach is to wait until the alcohol has cleared your bloodstream before nursing. This can take as long as 2.5 hours depending on how much you drank. During this time, consider pumping to keep up your supply and store any express milk in the fridge or freezer for later use. It's also important to stay hydrated while you are waiting for the alcohol to pass from your system. Aim for 8 glasses of water throughout the day. Regularly drinking water will help speed up the process of flushing out molecules of alcohol from your body more quickly. 4. How long should I wait after drinking alcohol before breastfeeding again? The amount of time you need to wait after drinking alcohol before breastfeeding again depends on the amount of alcohol consumed. The general rule is that if you've had one drink, then it's safest to wait for at least 2 hours before breastfeeding again. If you have more than one drink, it's best to wait for a minimum of 3 to 4 hours before nursing your baby. Keep in mind that no matter how long you wait between drinks, the alcohol will still be present in your breast milk, so try not to consume too much if possible. Additionally, keep an eye on how your baby is responding to any changes in taste or frequency while breastfeeding, as this can be an indication that there is still some alcohol present in your milk. 5. Are there any risks associated with breastfeeding after drinking? Yes, breastfeeding after drinking alcohol can be unsafe for your baby. Alcohol can pass through breast milk and enter the bloodstream of your baby, which can cause developmental delays, abnormal sleep patterns, or even negative behavior changes. It is important to make sure that any amount of alcohol consumed when breastfeeding has cleared your system before resuming nursing. Additionally, if you are breastfeeding exclusively, it is recommended that you wait at least 2 hours after drinking before breastfeeding again to ensure that any trace amounts have been eliminated from your body. 6. Are there any methods to help reduce alcohol levels in breast milk? Yes, there are strategies you can use to reduce the amount of alcohol in your breast milk. This includes breastfeeding more frequently and pumping and dumping your breast milk until the alcohol has cleared from your system. Pumping and dumping are when you express milk after drinking, but then discard it. This removes both the alcohol and some of the other components in your milk that can be affected by alcohol intake, such as fat content. Additionally, pumping for a longer duration and at different intervals may also help reduce your blood alcohol levels quicker than usual. You should also drink plenty of water after consuming any alcoholic beverages to help flush out toxins from your body faster. Finally, consider supplementing with formula if need be during times when you know you'll be consuming alcohol to reduce the amount of alcohol in your breast milk. It should be noted that these strategies are not guaranteed, and you should still take caution when drinking any alcoholic beverages while breastfeeding. Additionally, If you find yourself struggling with excessive or frequent drinking, it is best to speak with a doctor or healthcare provider for support. It's important to remember that even though there are methods to help reduce the levels of alcohol in your breast milk, it is always safest for both you and your baby to abstain from drinking altogether while breastfeeding. 7. What other advice should I consider when it comes to breastfeeding after drinking alcohol? Whenever you do decide to drink while breastfeeding, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) suggest considering these tips. Do not breastfeed within 2 hours of drinking an alcoholic beverage. If possible, plan ahead for a designated caregiver who can feed your baby with formula or express milk if needed. Aim to stay hydrated by drinking water before, during, and after alcohol consumption. Feeding directly from the breast may increase the amount of alcohol that gets passed on to your child. Pumping and discarding that milk is suggested. Consider eating food while consuming alcohol, as it will slow down the absorption rate into your bloodstream. Keep track of how much you drink. The more alcohol you consume, the longer it will take for your body to eliminate it. If you are worried about how much alcohol is being passed on to your baby, consider abstaining from drinking for 48 hours after consuming an alcoholic beverage. Always discuss any concerns with a medical professional before making decisions about breastfeeding. In conclusion, it is important to be mindful when consuming alcohol while breastfeeding. It's best to avoid drinking altogether if possible, but if you do choose to drink, the key takeaway here is that timing matters. Be sure to wait at least 2 hours before nursing your baby or pumping so that most of the alcohol has left your body and won't end up in your breast milk. If you have any questions about how this applies to you specifically, we urge you to consult with a healthcare professional for individualized advice. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to comment below and subscribe to our channel for more helpful videos on health topics like these.